We've either all known this person or we were actually this person ourselves, the person that was in a relationship with a complete loser, a person that did not see this person's value, their worth, didn't see all the beautiful qualities that make them who they are. They completely took advantage of this person and hurt them in a way that we still can't even believe that they did what they did. Some guys or women that seem to have it all together, you would have never seen this coming, sometimes just end up hurting a really good person, and I'm going to tell you why. The big reason is that they're wounded. We all know this, but let's break that down because that is just a big statement. First off, they're going to have really serious commitment issues, which means that they don't trust people. They don't trust people and they don't like being vulnerable around people. So they're not really in a real, true, intimate relationship. They're usually in a surface level relationship where they're scared to go deep with anyone, themselves included, and so they're never going to have a real true connection or a real true level of intimacy with anyone. So when you have a commitment issue, you fear vulnerability, you fear getting close to someone, and when that happens, you're always going to sabotage a relationship. You're always going to end up hurting someone that you didn't want to hurt or mean to hurt because your wounds are unhealed, because you have all this baggage going on that you have absolutely no idea what it is. And because this stuff is there and it's just lingering and festering, it's causing all the problems, not only in your relationship, but also in your life. The commitment issue person really has low self-esteem, and usually someone who's really deeply wounded, this is just inevitable. When you have a fear of commitment, you have a real longing for independence. You desire freedom, you desire independence, and you desire those things more than you do being in a relationship, because relationship means you are going to be vulnerable. It means that you're going to hopefully want to let your guard down and let someone in and be vulnerable. That's the point of relationships. If that isn't the point, then you're just going to have surface level relationships with people, which a lot of people have those types of relationships and they don't even know it. So what they do is they sabotage a relationship or end up hurting this person really to avoid long-term commitment or avoid having to own their part in the relationship, meaning the mistakes that they've made and ways that they too need to grow up and change. Now, if you're dealing with someone who's narcissistic, you're always going to come across this because there is such a fear of not being good enough and having such low self-esteem. I don't care what kind of facade that they put on or how charming they are, how much they seem confident or have their stuff together. Nope. It is all just a mask. And you have to remember that because it's easy to buy tickets to the front row of the show and believe everything that you see. But everything this person does to hurt another person is basically done to protect themselves. They will sabotage a relationship to potentially save themselves from feeling hurt, which is you abandoning them or you not thinking that they're enough. And they do this because they can't cultivate feeling good on their own. They need it from outside of themselves, and they need it so badly that if they feel, which they do from anyone, that you would possibly leave me, that they're gonna just blow that relationship up because they don't want to experience that. It's almost like, let me break up with you and hurt you before you hurt me, even though that wasn't anywhere even near what was going to happen. You were probably actually going to stay for too long. You were actually probably going to put up with too much. And maybe they even knew that. So that's why they hurt you. It's just to blow up the relationship because they fear intimacy, they fear commitment, and also they're looking to protect themselves. A lot of people don't really know when they have a good thing because they fear having everything that they've ever wanted. They fear allowing themselves to be happy. So it kind of goes into that last point where they're just going to blow it up because they fear actually being happy. Just like there's a fear of failure, there's also a fear of success. This is usually when someone will also blame the victim for the reasons why they did what they did. And if you're new to this game and you've never played it before and you're wounded as well, guess what? You're going to believe those lies. You're going to actually think that you are the problem. Your self-esteem is going to go low. You are going to allow someone to gaslight you and you're going to feel worse about yourself. All the while, this person's still believing that they did absolutely nothing wrong or that they were even entitled to do what they did. A lot of people, not just men, but women included, have a real lack of emotional intelligence, meaning they don't know how to express their feelings, they don't know how to be vulnerable, they also don't know how to own how they feel. That is such a skill in itself. It is a part of self-development, and if you are healing and working on yourself, then you know especially if you're watching my videos, that one of the biggest things I'm always talking about is own and take responsibility for how you feel, because that's actually where your power lies. The minute you start blaming and being the victim on why you feel the way you do, you are completely at mercy of something changing or someone changing, and you'll never really be able to get over that feeling because you're putting how you feel on someone else or something else. When someone doesn't know how to have that level of emotional intelligence in a relationship, then they're always going to blame, they're always going to gaslight, they're always going to manipulate because they don't know how to take responsibility for themselves. And if you're semi-healthy, you're never going to be able to have conversations or communicate with this person because it's always going to be an unhealthy dialogue. It's going to be so much negative and toxic energy going back and forth. It's always going to be this drama that's going on between the two of you. And I tell people this all the time, as long as you share the same values and as long as you are physically attracted to the person, there's really no reason why relationships can't work. They don't work when either one or both people are deeply wounded and those wounds are actually interfering in the relationship. Most people don't want to acknowledge that. They would rather just point the finger at the other person and not bother to sit in maybe their own actions or what they're doing or how they could be doing something better that could actually lead to them having the relationship that they really want. Most people don't do that. So many people are walking around not feeling good about themselves. They feel completely unworthy. They have low self-esteem. They may not be able to recognize it. And because they can't recognize it, they can't see all the ways in which they're hurting people that they actually really do love, or they're not having the relationships that they really want to have. They're coming from all of their fears, all of their wounds, all of their baggage, and there's no work being done. And honestly, what ends up happening is most people don't do any work and they just jump from one relationship to the next until they find a partner that will actually put up with them and a person that can be abused and manipulated, and this gaslighting will actually work. That's all a person who is completely insecure and wounded and maybe even narcissistic is really looking for. Unfortunately, because of this and because we're all wounded on some levels and we're all trying to heal on some levels, and everyone's healthy and unhealthy and it's different levels, that there are going to be some really good people who just sometimes have to get hurt. And sometimes them getting hurt, getting the stab in the back, going through something that you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this person's really going through this right now. I feel so bad. They're such a good person. Hopefully, they're actually learning from that situation and that experience. I am definitely living proof that if you learn from something that you've been through that was really tough, you can 100% come out on the other side. There's a reason why these things happen, even to good people, and it really, truly is to learn a lesson, not just about other people, but most importantly about themselves. Learn how to love themselves more, learn how to have better standards, learn how to see toxic behavior, learn how to walk away. There's so many different lessons that you can learn, and when you really truly dive into yourself, this will never happen again. And even if someone does hurt you in some way, because that's just life and it is going to happen, you will definitely be way more equipped to handle that situation than you ever were before. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please send this to someone who you know is struggling right now. And I will see you guys in my next video. Take care, guys.